Looks like they were too scared to blind pick the Camille themselves, so they're happy just taking the Gnar and letting G2 have the Camille. I mean, that's just a problem. I think blind picking the Camille would be safer with the Jax ban, but here it has got a lot of comfort on that Gnar. His Camille did look good last weekend.
He knew that Zlatan just picked up the bot side, Scottle, so he must know that Zlatan, or rather Jankus, is on the top side.
Well, there's the flash forward from Caps. The chains will land. Flag and drag interrupted by the fear, and VTO does get popped under the tower.
Fantastic mechanic.
Of the top side river instead. Jankus just flag and drag over this hop, flash and hear it.
There is no flash available for Herit, and he's locked inside the Hextech ultimatum. Hops over the minions, gets jumped on by the hook shot, and Herit will be run down. Broken Blade secures his first. Showing up, he's getting advantages, and Misfits are being pummeled for the time being.
That's definitely the clutch factor. Remember Jankus, he was so good at stealing objective the other one.
Oh, locked inside that Cataclysm. The Herald is so incredibly low. The handshake chucked out, and the Herald secured by Jankos. And of course, now Zlatan will be the next target. G2 just surround, outnumber, and frankly, punish Misfits.
Yeah, VTO might be in trouble here as well. Might have to use the flash if Jankos has the mana for the combo. He definitely does.
Here comes Herit. He's respawned and run back to lane. 3 members of G2 on the retreat. The Shadow Surge forward. Jankos is in trouble as the hostile takeover will delay further damage. One more chuck out as Herit looking for the Mega Gnar. Ultimate is available to him down, but they push the wave in. They got control of that bottom quadrant of the jungle, and then we'll be able to secure an uncontested Drake. Once again, extending that lead and that advantage. Up in the top lane, here it gets jumped on. It is going to Mega Gnar out in just a moment. Broken Blade continues to chase. He needs one more Q. Precision Protocol kill. Solo in the top lane, solo in the mid lane.
Oh my lord, it's just over from the solo lanes, isn't it? We highlighted VTO versus Caps. We highlighted Broken Blade versus Herit. There you go, right there. 2 solo kills at the exact same time on both those lanes.
And it becomes so difficult. It just feels like G2 is the one making the move all the time. There's no cross maps to come through. It's Misfits trying to handshake these exchanges, but nothing is going well for them in the early game. And now, with Caps and Jankus still around the mid lane, with Shelly just being deployed, more plates are going to go over to G2. Mercer forced to move into the mid lane, and G2, they'll just have to disengage afterwards.
Well, G2 trying to run away. Caps' flash, and he may need to use it. The clone's taken out. Kill secured for Zlatan. Neon is going to be the next target. We'll be able to sidestep that handshake for now. Dashes to safety, and we'll be able to use that Gale Force only, and the heal. Another plate secured. The gold lead extended. Misfits at least on the board, but they need to stem the bleeding. They need multiple kills. Here comes Mercer. He's jumped on with the Cataclysm at the red buff, and Zlatan and Herit will try to run down Broken Blade. Kill is secured. Mercer needs to chuck out everything. Here comes VTO as well. Mercer CC bought enough time for reinforcements.
Mid lane tier 1 being down, bot lane tier 1 being down. They own all neutral objectives, but the thing is, I think where G2...
They also need to commit to it. Caedrel, when do you start to panic here? The gold lead continues to extend. Now
we'll be pushing bot, make sure everyone's safe. They're not letting Misfits find a pick before they set up a play, and it feels like every play so far has been dictated by G2. The only one we saw from Misfits, barring the 2 kills, was the Herald Force, which was very questionable, and they lost out on. So now 3 towers over to G2. We'll see if Misfits can cross-map with his top tier 1, but I think on the next Dragon, it's inevitable that Misfits will have to pull the trigger soon, because giving them soul point for the rest of the game is very dangerous. Mercer.
Oh, he's in trouble. Solar Flare will be thrown down. There's not enough support from the rest of the team. Finally, here it's looking to engage. Mega Gnar just about to proc, and that's just going to be on the retreat. Neon trying to free fire as now Zlatan steps into the fray. VTO's holding on to the engage. No Shadow Surge just yet. Flag and drag from Jankos puts him underneath the tower for at least 1 shot. And finally, Misfits reckon they've got time. They find 1, looking for more.
Oh, VTO!
All of a sudden, Broken Blade's running for his life. Jankos is so incredibly low. Chagamar stays alive just a couple seconds longer, and finally, Misfits punish G2. G2 are pushing
out to make sure he's on vision.
That was great vision swap from the observers, highlighting Misfits forced. They're stepping into the darkness. They had no idea. Mega Gnar is starting to time out. Can G2 keep Misfits away until Mini Gnar pops back? He's going to be tired. We'll need time for that. There's Broken Blade looking for the engage. It's caught out with the Zenith Blade himself. Blown up before he can
the dragon.
The dragon is going low. And it's stolen. It's been picked up. And Misfits are so far in control of the fight. Zlatan is exhausted and forced to run away. The re-engage from Jankos with the flag and drag. And that's 1 kill to Caps. That's Jankos being popped on the back end, and Neon is looking to get excited. That was a fantastic catch onto Broken Blade.
Oh my word. Neon level 15 on this Jinx can start to walk up. You can see the pressure difference that we've seen in the last couple minutes now. Neon actually able to contest his midwave. Has to be careful though, flag it. Playing a little bit aggressive.
So much damage. Neon does have flash if he needs it. Mercer and Zlatan are nearby. Solar Flare is available. Mercer may just need it. Zenith plates into the Cataclysm, and Broken Blade is looking for Neon. He's flashless at the moment. 4 members of G2 inside Misfits jungle, and Mercer will be the sacrifice sacrificial lamb. Do G2 chase for more? They've got a numbers advantage, and they've got control. They might push for Baron.
Eyes on this bot 1v1 though as well, because if here it kills Caps, he can TP in and Caps can't, but Caps just abandons it. They want to force this Nash. Neon stepping up. We talked about the confidence, but a little bit too deep. The TP's coming in, forces him back now. They don't have much vision to work with. Their support's dead. Can they contest this Baron?
I mean, there's a lot of ultimates available to the Misfits members, and of course, here it is recalling.
No
He's
flash.
got that TP up. They engage. The damage. Neon's locked inside the Cataclysm, but he's got the return fire. He is dropped by Flackett, and now G2 once again in control. Vito is surrounded, as is here. Meganot just about to come up. Vito been chased down by Caps as well as Broken Blade, and it's a chaotic fight as all members of G2 are starting to split up. Vito blows up Broken Blade, and now looking to re-engage. Not going to be able to find it just yet. That
is he going to go? Is he going to go?
Still available. Long-range jump onto Jankos. Schlatan and Hirit have been able to push the rest of G2 back, and finally, the composition is...
Angle to strike. Schlatan stepping up.
That's the thing, remember? No flash on Neon either. He can't dodge out on the Renato ultimate, only with the Gale Force. So they have to come through this bot lane. They have to walk into a choke point of G2.
Jankos is looking for the flank. He's behind the tri-bush, and Hirit is managed to time out that Mega Gnaw, get a couple hits on the minion wave, and will have Mega Gnaw available for the impending fight. The minions will take out the tower and Dragon down to 6,000 as we're waiting for that engage.
Eyes on Broken Blade. Neon has no flash. He's trying to zone him away by hitting him over the wall. Caps gets a bit chunked out. Jankos is starting up the Dragon. Everyone's kind of split around the side. They're going in now, though.
That's the engage. Cataclysm into the ultimatum, knocking out members of Misfits. Neon is down, and so is Schlatan. Misfits are rooted inside the pit. Hirit will find a stun, but that's another onto Vito, and Schlatan, the last man standing for Hirit, will finally be dropped. The Dragon will be secured, and you have to assume G2 will play for Baron 2.
It's a beautiful wombo combo coming in from G2. All the ultimates aligning. Yankers coming in with the engage on the Jarvan, followed up by Broken Blade and the hostile takeover for Tarkamus. And surely this will be the first game of the series going over to G2.
Definitely will be. Completely wiped off the map, Misfits. 5-0. G2 TP on the mid wave that was already there, and they're going to hit onto the Nexus. No one of Misfits to respond.
Not at all. The death time is long enough for G2 to finish it out clean. It has been G2's game. They have controlled from the minute they started, and Misfits will have to bounce back. I think the team fights, there was potential there. It's going to be very interesting to see how Misfits adapt in Game 2, because it felt to me like they were too safe, too cautious, too slow.
That was the thing. The team fight's a little bit chaotic, as you mentioned, but also the fact that they stayed reactive in that early game. You kind of get the feeling that if they got some of these fights going for them in the early game, if they found more picks to stay even leading into that mid game, maybe...
If you look on paper, what counters LeBlanc the hardest? Cassandra. What counters Camille the hardest? Jax, right? So if you look at natural counter picks right now, G2 look ahead. I mean, Misfits comp, not too bad. You got good engage, a little bit of poke and good scaling. Just the problem is what their
TP. And look at the minimap currently. They are using that extra pressure to move down towards the bot side.
As engage once more, Neon forced to flash already. Targamot steps up. The healer has been used. Neon stays alive for now, but Captain Jankos arrived. Neon backs out, and Mercer used that grey health to again stay alive, but every summoner invested.
Yeah, roam timing faster than Mercer gets it. All of a sudden, the cross map that Misfits wanted to come out with is just shut down immediately.
But I'm happy to see Misfits making that play. Vito shoved the wave in and tried to gank, ultimately didn't work. Jankos will be able to catch out Neon, who is flashless, who is healless, and Mercer will be the next target. Will get rooted in place by Caps, potentially locked down as well, and that should be just another one for Flackett, as well as one for Jankos.
G2 already ahead in the early stages, 2 kills over to them. The first visit got the sums, the second visit got the kills.
Topside pressure that Caedrel just explained, trying to get that Rift Hole for themselves, and is actually going to be allowed to do so, but down towards the bot side, Neon still no flash.
No, not available, and will be able to just get run down. Targamas and Flackett using that Moonlight Vigil. I mean, Mercer wasn't there. Very clear game.
That's the thing. Who's even going to stop this Drake? Like, no one's grouped around the Drake. They're just getting this for free because they have all the priority around it. Misfits. They have to look for something soon, or else the game is just going to go out of their grasp.
I mean, all of the pressure that G2 has applied just unlocks more and more plays, more and more objectives, and there's another plate that's going to be available here for Caps as the Glacial Bomb is taken away. That's going to be using the Tomb to stay alive. Vito now wants to back out, and he will not be able to find the kill.
Lost his flash for this play, though, but we think back to Game 1. What was the problem Misfits were having? It was solo lanes. They were really struggling. We look at this game. Down 20 CS mid, top lane matchup, investing so much resource from Misfits, still winning out and has to push. Bot side, though.
Schlatan's making his way into the fight. Flackett's got the road gun and taken down Neon already. Here comes Schlatan, but it's too little, it's too late, and it simply doesn't matter. 2 more to G2.
Gentlemen, I don't want to jinx it, but from my experience and looking at this draft, I think we might have a perfect game on our hands unless G2 blunder, and they have done in the past. Maybe Misfits can punish it, and I don't want to count Misfits out, but just looking at the draft, the game state, it's horrific right now despite the gold advantage.
Does Rift Herald need to be secured for it to be a perfect game because
it
Misfits did secure that one. You were unable to see that because they were fixing your headset. And now Zlatan is trying to jump onto Jankos, and this may be the first kill secured. That's at least Misfits on the board. They're still on the prize. They are in command of this series. They are playing exceptionally well around the map, and they are dealing with any aggression that Misfits throw at them.
Oh, they're not even done. Broken Blade looking for Zlatan as well. This is the jungler getting ganked by the top laner.
Oh, he's just going to get punished for this one here. It's going to dodge away, decides not to jump onto Broken Blade, and Zlatan just out of
bracket finals. They're hungry for their revenge after the last time they met against each other, and we see the bot play coming in, and now Caps fighting in mid, just took the tower.
Ooh, that's a flash forward into the ultimatum. Caps will be the target, and here it secures the kill, ends up being a solo. It's little small things that Misfits can claw on.
Misfits can push in mid as 5, while G2 use their 1-3-1 to push both sides. Caps and Broken Blade, top and bot, pushing them both in, and they have 2 choices. 1, move mid and collapse on this Misfits, who now get their first tower, looking for a second, or 2, keep pushing themselves. Looks like they're going to collapse. Here come the TPs.
Double TP.
Right, so this is going to be a big flank. 2 towers secured. Zlatan, can he do anything here to hop over the wall from Broken Blade? And Neon's going to get hopped up. The Devour will buy some time from Mercer. Hextech ultimatum is thrown in, and Vizio joins the fray. Targamon's running for his life, and Mercer's going low. Mercer may just get dropped. Not yet, as Jankos buys time with that stopwatch. Finally, get kill is secured. Super Mega Death Rocket goes out. A great sidestep from Herod. Glacial Path forward into the flash. W! Caps locks up Neon. The kills are secured. It is at the cost of his life, but beautiful catch from Caps.
Yeah, just fantastic team fight there from G2, collapsing and punishing Misfits, who had no business whatsoever hitting their tier 2. Great collapse, great setup. Also well played from Misfits. Mercer peeled Neon pretty well, but the chase was just too much, and Neon losing his summoners early in the fight just meant Caps could hunt him down.
And once again, the problem is they were 5k behind. You're not walking into this on even footing. You're running away from it.
So much time and resources ganking that lane, pushing it forward, and it's allowed Flacket to take over. Hextech ultimatum will be thrown down onto him. There's a gigantic bounty available. The heal is so huge. Flacket is now running for his life, and Zlatan simply can't catch him. Flash now used as well. Vizio finally secures a kill onto Targamon's, but Flacket in a 2v3 is able to bounce it back. Now Broken Blade, Counter-Strike, not in range just yet. The leap is flashed away from as Zlatan gets out. Flacket is going to be able to continue pushing as now all of a sudden Neon arrives. Super Mega Death Rocket is not available. It's on cooldown, and that's a jump. Devoured by Mercer, buying some more time.
Flacket.
TK working out, and Vizio just about survives.
Red and white, you just don't fight. You can't tunnel vision into those Aphelios guns. So now might be done here. Mercer's looking for it. He has no flash, though. Flacket G2 to arrive.
Yeah, he was so intelligent about the Moonlight Vigil useless. He used it on the Severin to get that lifesteal up immediately, and as soon as Broken Blade joins, well, they're just forced to run away. And then there's the replay. No, it's just the exact same place we're fighting.
Another fight in the same location. Jankos takes down Neon. Here it does teleport in. The ultimatum will be available in just a moment, but Flacket is stepping through the tri-bush. 2 members are knocked up of Misfits, and Vito's trying to hold back Caps. That's another dead. Zlatan is taken out. The Counter-Strike under the tower. Knock up as well. Going golden for Broken Blade. Knock available for the kill. This is just obliteration.
Close your eyes.
Takes everything.
This is just honestly a slaughter. 4 kills over to G2. They're going to go towards the Baron. That's going to be free. And then 1 minute from now, they're just going to base and go towards the Dragon. Misfits plans. You probably need to pull them out now.
They were outscaled from the get-go. The laning matchup didn't even favor the Misfits. They really need to go back to the drawing board, because if they don't get anything...
Straight can get it. Maybe you have a chance. We'll see how G2 collapse on them.
How can they deal with Flacket? He's 6-0-6 right now, so far ahead of every single person on Misfits. The Dragon is being tagged up here by Misfits. The Moonlight Vigil is thrown out. Misfits are running away for the time being. The ultimatum is chucked onto Targamon's, and the soul is secured by G2. Now Misfits are running for their lives. Neon has a couple of autos to throw out, but it simply scratches the back of G2. There's not enough damage. There's not enough time. There's not enough gold for Misfits.
Today is not Misfits' day. It's G2's. They're getting absolutely everything they wanted in these last 2 games, and Misfits are left with scraps.
I mean, I'm going to be honest, I'm disappointed in what I'm seeing from Misfits. It was a up and down spring season. They had surprising wins. They had high highs, but also low lows. And today, it feels like as a team, they are being outplayed by G2, and individually, they are being outlaned by G2. The base has been broken open, and G2 can decide when they want to close this out.
Individually, it's as a team, it's the rotation we see from G2, it's the objective setup, every single thing we can mention about fundamentals in League of Legends. Currently, G2 are just doing them better.
They really are. Baron buff still being used to push in the middle inhibitor turret. Here it will now try to defend the inhibitor itself, stepping his way forward. Broken Blade will match VTO in the top lane, and G2 content.
Despite this performance, despite G2 being so dominant, I will say, hang on a second, as we see someone getting caught out here. Zlatan has the flash if he wants to escape here.
Will it be worth it? He's jumped on, flashes away and rooted up. The Devour's used, and Mercer keeps him alive a few seconds longer. That top tower does fall. The 8th of the game. Broken Blade steps once again onto Hirit. Neon's running for his life, forced to flash from the entrance, and now all of a sudden a gigantic minion wave pouring into the base. Misfits, they are trying to defend, but it is so improbable.
Yeah, the only towers left they have now are the Nexus. G2 can take this inhibitor, move towards mid, and that's 3 inhibs down. Misfits have nothing else but just fighting.
Caps goes in, goes golden, and VTO is taken out by a Broken Blade. Flecker gets yet another, and the last 3 members of Misfits running for their lives. The ultimatum onto Broken Blade instantly flashed away from. Somehow, here it stays alive. Neon does have a little bit of time to work with, but the super is now pouring in 2 lanes. 30-second death timers for VTO and Zlatan. And of course, that is a very fed, very farmed, very powerful Flacket. Another kill secured. Mercer will be the next to drop, and here it stays alive inside the fountain. It is showboating, it is celebrating, it is absolute domination from G2. They go 2-0 in the series.
Those KDA boys.
I mean, it's just dominance, isn't it? Start to finish. G2 don't really look tested too much right now. I mean, the only real ways Misfits had back in the game was just mistakes from G2 in game 1, but this game was pretty much flawless, so they've cleaned those ones up, so Misfits really need to dig deep.
The regular season seeds had G2 below Misfits, but the playoff development, the time between regular season and now, G2 have found another gear after another gear, and yes, they are outclassing Misfits now, but they've got their eyes set on next week.
Bring into Tryndamere, we'll see what Hirit can get done on the Fiora. The top lane just turned into Armageddon. I mean, whichever one's ahead on side lane will dictate the pace. Those summoners being down makes it so Caps can't play as aggressive, and VTO can be a little bit more in his face.
That's in face indeed. Underneath the tower, does secure first blood and will concede the reply to Jankos.
Great solo kill.
Well, everyone knows the assignment here. It's about the mid lane. 3 members from both teams trying to net that priority to get that push in, to dictate the control of the map.
Man, pulled backwards by Renata, and Mercer is dropped by Caps.
But they're consistently placing top 6, top 5, top 4 in playoffs, which is fantastic. That next step is difficult, though. They have good rookies to build upon, and
Jankos is starting the Herald.
That's the thing, G2, they're so good at playing around with that pressure, but now the mid lane V2 wants to respond.
Well, let's find out. There's a stun as well as the hijacked petrifying gaze, and Caps just sticking around a couple.
Just yet, Mercer has abandoned bot where Neon's winning out in the 1v1. Hang on a second, though.
The recall finishes! The recall finishes, and Mercer's left all alone. 3 members of G2 will be able to run him down. The kill will be gifted to Broken Blade. And that they handle today's G2. Mercer's got that solar flare, missed the Zenith Blade. Here comes VTO. What is he going to hijack? Zlatan's got that Heartbreaker available to him. Petrifying Gaze is used, and the onslaught to Shadows was stolen away. Great help by so much time, but so far to 1-for-1. VTO traded for Jankos is in the reply. Zlatan's taken out.
And these Tarkamas, he's the one who's roaming first, and we're just going to be out of a replay.
Yeah, there we go. Broken Blade using the Undying Rage, trying to chase down, and will be able to secure it. Needs the flash to escape, but solo kill underneath the tower.
Oh, 3 people closing in.
Misfits trying to get one back. And look for Hirit, and he will be able to answer. So Zlatan was killed.
Just kind of falls apart.
Of course, with all the time Mercer spent roaming Guildborg, that means the bottom lane is completely taken. The towers drop. Neon is significantly behind Flacket. And now all of a sudden, G2, are they in trouble? Caught out. That's the Zenith Blade connecting this time around. Gonna hop over the wall for Jankos. He stays alive a little bit longer. The Rifttail's the focus for the rest of Misfits, and they're not gonna be able to find the kills just yet.
They stopped the second charge, but they still need to be careful. It's still not their jungle that they're walking into. Cap still has that petrifying gaze, so Misfits need to be careful about this one. They're getting aggressive.
Stepping forward. The Moonlight Vigil did so much, and Jankos is down. Traded back with the Super Mega Death Rocket. Neon escapes with his life for now. Zlatan dashes forward, and he's taken out by Caps. Now VTO
place there. Do I walk into VTO? Do I walk into the rest of Misfits? In the end, he falls. Hang on a second, fighting in top Hirit.
And he chase it down. Yes, he does. So Broken Blade punished on that one. We didn't see this.
It's going to be 2021 Hirit. It's this game. He has all the resources Misfits have, and he needs to be able to push these side lanes, win out against Broken Blade, and take over the rest of the map, because the 4v4 is really in G2's favor.
It really is indeed. A lot of CC there thrown onto Jankos. He will get taken out. VTO secures the kill, the 3rd of the game, and I will add to the... They're still very far behind. And just a quick update while I have a moment. Caps joins an elite club of people who have secured 1,500 kills. Only Reckless and and Jankos are in that club with him. I realize the confetti's a bit much, but I love it. And of course, Flash, Foster's sidestepped, and Vito's holding on to the onslaught. The rest of G2 making their way up. Mercer's going to throw down that solar flare and make it magnificent. Not going to use it just yet. The tower will be the focus. Mercer's buying some time while Hirit is pushing that bottom lane.
Yeah, make it 1501 instead for Caps there. These outplays the 1 versus 2 situation. In G2, they push in the middle turret. They're able to allocate their resources on the top side, but all at the same time, Hirit, he's still pushing down
for the rest of the game because he is the man who has to carry Misfits through this game.
As well as how do Misfits handle the 4v4s? When you look at their vision, they cannot afford to get caught out. Hirit and Broken Blade trading back and forth. Undying Rage will buy so much time. A flash forward, and now Schlatter wants to get the reply trade. Spinning Slash will put a lot of distance away. The Moonlight Vigil does not find its target. Broken Blade.
Yeah, I can see Jankos laughing. He knew they were fine, and that's what Misfits have to do. They have to punish G2 on overextensions with TP advantages because G2 don't have any of their own. So when they're split up, maybe they can look for TP plays themselves. Misfits, hang on a second.
Neon under a lot of trouble, forced to flash over the wall. Jankos engages, and Mercer is kicked backwards by the hoofs of Jankos. The 12th kill secured, and now 5 versus 4. They start hammering away onto Schlatter. Look at that damage.
Hold on.
The Super Mega Death Rocket is flashed away from, and nothing that Misfits throw at exquisite performance from G2, and now Misfits are looking very likely to go down 0-3. I think something can be said. Teams met in the regular season. Misfits, they do have a knack for pulling a miracle comebacks. They will need a gigantic miracle to pick up this game. And will Hirit be able to do anything? That Miasma is going to interrupt. Keep your eyes on the hostile takeover. Solar Flare hits absolutely nobody. Schlattan's pushed away by Jankos, and a little bit of time has been bought. Flacken gets himself yet another kill. Petrifying Gaze comes up. That's 2 for G2, and Hirit will be run down. Broken Blade running amok. 15 kills, and the Baron available.
Second game in a row where the stopwatch from Jankos has come in so clutch, and now actually just set yourself Baron for the taking instead. And Misfits, there's nothing they can get. There's no turrets to push. You are kind of left wondering if they should have just gone for a bot side play with Hirit. He had that teleport available, but in the end, it's G2 who reigns supreme with the skirmish around Baron.
And G2,
it's about how they are performing as a team. And in this game, we've talked about the rotation, we've talked about the macro. They've just looked classes above Misfits.
They have, and they've developed throughout the course of spring. Expectations pre-season were not that high, and now G2 are moments away from making it to the semi-finals. Jankos dives all the way forward, jumps onto Neon, kicks him back, and Caps sends him to the fountain. Mercer will be the next target as Flacken is on a rampage. G2 have obliterated Misfits today.
No!
And they're styling on them as Jankos once again sets up another kill for his team. It has been one-sided all day long, but G2 Esports will now start hammering on the Nexus. They look towards a matchup with Fnatic next Saturday. And for Misfits, they will finish the season 4th. G2 obliterate Misfits.
This was a clean best of 5, this was a clinical best of 5, and this was a decisive best of 5. G2 looking for some fountain dives, smiles across all the faces. Dominant series.
G2 take down Misfits 3-0 and advance to finals weekend. I think huge credit has to be given to the development, the growth of G2. I think you can see a steady trajectory throughout the course of spring. I think today they outclassed Misfits, but this sends a big warning sign to next weekend's opponents.
That's the thing, right? Because Fnatic, they're the kind of team that just got reverse swept in the upper bracket final. We were talking about trajectory. Fnatic didn't look as clean, looked a little bit underwhelming in this series. You're now going up against the G2, who's really been building up through the lower bracket. And you know what happened last season? Fnatic, they were the team who was going up through that lower bracket, up against G2. This time around,